Hello. Holy shit. We've arrived in New York. I was stuck in a mosh pit in Times Square, like genuinely stuck. It was
She almost died.
That's pretty sure. I feel like we say this in every tour vlog.
Well, like, I panicked because she texts me and she's like, I'm gonna pass out or something, and it was like in not correct English, and then I'm stuck, and I was like, fuck, so I called her, and she's like, no, I'm walking going up.
I have to be a little dramatic, but no, it was rough. Okay. Times Square is very chaotic today.
There's a wrestling match literally in the middle.
And the men are just, I don't know what these guys are. We're at the Female Voices Rock VIP party.
Opening ceremony. Where are you?
After party. We're having some prosecco. And then we're gonna go for karaoke. And Jonathan needs to wake up.
Negroni. Spagliato.
Should we go see Wicked? Duncan? Is that Duncan? I could fuck up a nice copy from Duncan.
Oh, there is literally one like 3 minutes from our time.
Maybe tomorrow morning, I fear.
Potentially.
But no, we have a networking. At this point, we have a camera. We're in Times Square, New York.
Times Square.
And we're heading to
AWOL Bar and Grill, my favorite karaoke place.
It is very fun.
AWOL stand for again?
Like going AWOL, like going apeshit, I think.
Right, but like, isn't it an acronym or no?
I don't know. I never thought it was that.
I don't know why I thought it was. What am I thinking of?
I honestly thought it was called A Bar.
No.
And then I realized.
Let's go to A Bar. Yeah, which one, girl?
And I was like, wait, it's not A Bar. It's called AWOL.
Now I'm gonna Google.
We're on camera because I'm always directing.
Girl, you're not meant for the camera. Oh, just kidding.
Excuse me. We have to make our TikToks. Yes. Yeah, we're touring our film, so I'm like, have a thing. If you want to be in it, you don't have to be in it. But hello.
I'm sorry, I can't be in it.
Cheers. Hello.
We're getting waivers of release.
Oh yeah, we need to get waivers for you guys to be in this? I don't know. The New York vlog is basically us doing karaoke. Like I said, the camera died, so we couldn't actually film much yesterday.
Na these hoes ain't fake.
But if we gave a recap of what happened last night,
I did that song at karaoke.
Went to a karaoke bar. We went to the party for the film thing, and what happened? Oh, we were out till 4 a.m.
Something like that.
We had Joseph Pizza.
Joseph.
Where's Joe when we need him?
Joseph, I miss you.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Did you get scammed yet or no?
The lead actor has arrived.
Hello, safely.
Drove.
On edge all yesterday. I turned on SUV and then I'm like, it's one. Are they here? Are they a snake?
No, literally, we didn't hear from you. We were like, what happened?
Yeah, because we don't have like Wi-Fi, that's why. So everything was on everything. But like the speed limit was around 65 miles.
What episode is on?
No clue.
Yeah,
You know what? We were watching all the seasons up until the finale. I don't know, we just thought.
Subway rat.
Jonathan's hyping us up for the excitement.
What?
This is where this iconic photo.
Literally,
Transfer point 203, and next on 11 point
Thank you. It was out good. Yes.
Should we do
Harmonize?
سنة حلوة يا جميل. Okay, no, we don't.
Oh my god, you know it? I love
سنة حلوة to be
Happy birthday.
Thank you. You guys surprised me. No, my.
As I'm playing Pokemon Go.
We have arrived. Our theatrical screening.
I'm ready for a nap.
I honestly fell asleep in the Uber.
We need to be hyped.
I am frequently just having this camcorder out. Like, you never know. Here, wait, where are we? Where are we? I don't see us.
Everybody, it's starting right now, so come on in.
Sorry.
You're good, you're good.
We're going to be sharing that mic for the filmmakers today, but maybe if you could go down the line and introduce yourself and say the role in the film that you worked on.
My name is Annie Hu. I am the director, writer, actor, and editor of Lunchbox. The first one.
My name is Zach Cooperstein, and I was the DP of Lunchbox.
My name is Sabine Kawaji. I was the writer and director of Alitisal, which I believe was the third one. Fourth one. Yeah.
My name is Omar Sidani, and I was playing George. I'm the actor.
My name is Jonathan. I was the producer of Alitisal and the emotional therapist on set.
Very important role. So I guess my first question is what I usually like to start things off with is to the writers of the scripts. What inspired you to write the script and what made you want to have it go into production and share it with a large audience?
So for me personally, I'm Lebanese, and the script is based on the Beirut explosion that unfortunately happened in 2020. And then I have 5 siblings, so we're like a big family. So kind of just taking all the grief and that experience and putting it into a script. But then recently, last September, my dad was stuck in the south of Lebanon when everything broke out. So I essentially experienced what you saw in the film, and then, as a woman, like having to be the strong one and having to be the mature one, do all that. So that was a huge, inspiration into the story, and then just bringing mental health into the forefront in our communities because it's often not really spoken about. So, yeah.
So for Lunchbox, the idea came
During production so that, again, that relationship can be communicated off screen. Do you want to start?
Okay. I've never actually been asked that question before, so I'm a little ill-prepared. The question is about how we built that tension. Visually? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got it.
As well as the intimate moments between the family members.
Well, one of the things was...
We were in the flashbacks and tried to make that feel a little bit more intimate that way, and just kind of, floating around the characters and being close with them in those moments. So.
That's true, and that was a big reason why I hired Zach. I remember that in our interview process, I was like, how's your handheld cinematography? That was very important to me, and your work is great. You're so talented. Zach is like amazing. he shot Barbarian.
So on our end, it was sort of 3 factors. I'll let you also speak on it. But when it came to the actors and making it feel real, it was really about the chemistry between the 3 of them. So I put a lot of emphasis on them hanging out outside of rehearsals, despite, mind you, this is his first short film, like his first lead role in a film. And so both the boys, they're first-time actors. So it was really important to make sure that they can build that chemistry off camera, and then do frequent rehearsals with them. We only had 3 weeks also for this. So it was really about like spending as much time as I can with them. And then cinematography, we wanted it to feel very claustrophobic. Like they're all stuck in one location. You never really see the window. You don't see anything until the very end, just to really feel that tension build up. So that was, those are kind of two of the ways we did it, but if you want to touch base on it.
Yeah, just to add to what Sabine said, like me and Wissam spent a lot of time together in Noor. Sometimes I used to call Wissam at night just to like see like how to build a relationship with George, and like to go over the details, how this scene's gonna play out, what's the motivations of the brothers, how he's been treating me, and how I've been treating Noor, the dynamics between both of them. We've been spending a lot of time together as cast and as crew as well, so that's how we got to build like this tension.
And I just wanted to add that all three of the actors actually were in Beirut when the explosion happened, so they had some sort of, I don't want to say like emotional trauma to work with, but it was kind of unique for them to process themselves through that experience, you know, 3-4 years later.
Last thing I'll quickly say, just from a director standpoint, I had to be very honest with the three of them and give context to a lot of the scenes in the film because, you know, there's different meanings. So I think the more vulnerable I was with them, the more they were with me, and then that's how it really helped build that dynamic on screen.
Thank you for sharing that. Both films were very different in that you have one film, there's multiple locations, you follow a character through different stages in her life, and the other film, single location, we're in this very immediate moment with the three siblings. Can you both speak to the difficulties that you had in both productions and how you were able to resolve those difficulties specific to your films?
Producer?
Hi. Yes, when Sabine pitched the original idea, I think there might have been 1 or 2 scenes that happened outside of the house, but I actually told her to take inspiration from, speaking of female voices rocking, Academy Award winner Sarah Polley's movie, Women Talking. You know, that's a chamber piece film that kind of takes place in the farm, I believe, for the most of the film. And so I was kind of telling her, like, watch this film and see how the tension builds up and kind of go off there in terms of developing that story to understand how, you know, the story beat should go, especially because we are working with one location, and for audiences, sometimes people don't like that. But the point of this film was to suffocate you while watching it to understand what we go through, so.
Yeah, we blocked out all the windows too, because if we had to deal with natural light, it would have prevented our hours because we shot it in 3 days. So we sort of needed to be as strategic as we could with it, given like budget and filming, that we just shoot at any time. So we shot morning to night, but as you can see it, and the light at the end through the window, that was like fake, like they artificially, yeah. Just,
shot at night.
I know, I shot at night. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, with our short.
And I'm curious about both of your editing processes and how you weaved kind of the past and present and remembering to kind of add dimensions to the film and, you know, ratchet up the tension and the conflict in it. So yeah, did you go in kind of knowing how you were going to edit it, or did you discover things in post that kind of changed the films?
Yeah, so I edited.
On our end, I also come from a video editing background. So initially, just to go backwards, when I wrote the script, there was a composer who had been wanting to work with me. He's from Middle Eastern background as well. So I sent him the script, and he sent me a composition after watching it. So that kind of became the base. So prior, I knew how I wanted it cut. Like I did a visualizer with screen grabs from Shot Deck, and then like cut them in to kind of get like a pacing of how I saw it. And then once we were shooting it, that's why with the shot list too on set, if, you know, we were kind of debating or going through something, I was like, this is not going to cut good in post, guys. Trust me. Like, I know. And then what we did in post was I did the assembly cut because also the language, like it's in Arabic, and we got a video editor after to kind of come with a fresh pair of eyes, but he doesn't understand Arabic. So I did that like first assembly cut. Then he came in and brought that like perspective of having the family footage in and how to intercut that. But building the tension was a little bit of a challenge because it's all one location. It's very static shots. But the way we shot it too, we were kind of leaning towards more of that darker, like we said, claustrophobic feel. So anyways, to sum up in post, like I knew how I wanted it going into it. And then I think we were very, very strategic with pre-production that it ended up being fairly easy to kind of just put it all together after. Yep. For us, I mean, off the top of my head, I think Hereditary, in terms of the pacing of cinematography, the dinner scene, like that was a huge inspo. So when I can remember, Jonathan, I think we...
Like we said, in terms of like the script and the story structure, women talking, and The Whale was another one, just because that was around the time that we were developing the story as well, in terms of like, you know, chamber piece.
In terms of filmmakers, if I had to quickly add, there's a Lebanese director, Nadia Nabake, and she just does a really great job at portraying our culture and portraying women on screen and stuff, so she's a huge inspo, and I think with a story like this, you have to be very strategic because it's very emotional and you want to represent everyone well, so I definitely got inspiration from her with that.
Practicing your craft from working on this film. Yeah, what you learned and yeah.
I'll pass it to you, Jonathan. Okay, go.
Acting was a bit easier than I thought. Like it's understanding the character more, in comparison to just putting a face and being like sad, angry, and all that. And it just all goes down to the story. That's what I learned.
I guess what I learned is it's okay to cry. It's okay to have a breakdown because, you know, filmmaking is hard. And I feel like it's a rite of passage knowing that you're making something, you know, it's art. It's supposed to be emotional. It's supposed to be putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. I guess the proper way to say is it's okay to be vulnerable, people, when you're making art. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong.
I think two things to tie into the vulnerability aspect. I think I learned as a writer, if I'm gonna constantly be too worried about how everyone's gonna perceive my writing, then it's just not gonna translate well. So I think I learned personally just to mute everything and just write the way I wanna write. And when people were in the crowd, did they think, oh, was that about me? I was like, yeah, but you know, just ignore that. So it was about just being fully honest with myself. And then another thing I learned just as a director is sometimes like...
Okay. We just wrapped up. We were at the screening. It was an amazing screening. Oh no, charge the battery pack. Guys, I'm just plugging it in to get our laughs. We just wrapped up our screening.
We won.
In New York City. And I got a fucking Slurpee. Wait, Gabby.
I think you're high on sugar.
We wrapped up.
That one? Okay.
Is that a mic?
No.
It's not, no.
It's charger.
She's delusional. Hi, Alyssa, queen.
I've been dying for a Slurpee for months. So
Okay.
Thank you, America.
Sponsored by Icy.
Rated out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Oh, wow. What flavor?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
We love a blue flavor. We love a blue flavor.
Smurfs.
Smurfs. Smurfs.
All right, I'm gonna miss my flight. So
Okay, bye.